perhaps I need to start, of course, in Burkina Faso and in Senegal, now 17, 18 years ago, where we started our project. And we were thinking also, when we are doing things in Senegal and Namibia, it would be nice to sensitize people and to show them what we are doing, because we can tell everything on a website or in presentations, but really knowing what we are doing and understanding what we are doing, it's better that we take our investors and our clients with us. So that's how we managed it to think about a cycling for the climate in Senegal and in Namibia now.
I know you have mentioned Namibia, Senegal, and Burkina Faso. In how many countries do you have your presence?
Well, for the moment, in Burkina Faso, Senegal, and Namibia, in the total, we already did in reforestation 17,000 hectares of reforestation projects. That's for the moment, and now we are also looking for other countries, of course, like Botswana, like South of Africa, but also Tanzania, Ghana, and Gambia.
Okay. Now, what makes Namibia interesting? I mean, what has attracted you to Namibia?
Well, that's a very good question, of course. What attracts me at Namibia were two things. One, of course, we know Namibia is a desert country. A lot of desert. There is 2/3 of the country is a desert. But what we are seeing there is that even places where there were forests, now it's also ready. It's busy to become a desert. So that's one. And two, when I was for the first time in 2023 in Namibia, a lot of young people were coming to us asking for food, asking for job, and so on. So that triggered me to do also something in Namibia. To create jobs with reforestation projects, so that also the youngsters can have a future.
Yeah. So Namibia is naturally a dry country. I mean, it's a semi-desert to desert country. Do you think it's possible to convert a desert to a forest?
Yes, of course. We have expertise, of course, in Burkina Faso and Senegal, where we work in semi-arid areas in the north, in the Great Green Wall project of the African Union. And now we are doing the same thing, but then in Namibia, there is also a Great Green Wall, but not so of course, from Namibia until Mozambique. And we will do that part in Namibia. And we are using special techniques like the Valorana technique. It's a technique that's hold up water. It's a water retention technique. So all the water that is falling during the rainy season, we collect it, and that's enough to push it to get new forests. But of course, realizing new forests, it means also it takes time. Before we see something, it will take time between 5 and 10 years before we really see some big trees.
Now, of course, Mr. Sels, you've been connecting organizations with a pressing need to restore ecosystems and invest in sustainable solutions. Who are some of your key partners in this initiative?
Well, we work here in Senegal and in Burkina Faso. We already work, of course, with an organization, Belgian organization, Entrepreneurs for Entrepreneurs. But we also work together, or we would like to work together with the World Food Programme of the United Nations in Namibia, where we can try to realize food sustainability and food independency thanks to reforestation projects where we can realize agriculture in those forests. So, but also other NGOs and non-governmental organizations can also help us to realize those social economical impacts.
Yeah. Now, back to the cycling events. These are unique events and often take place in challenging environments. What do the activities entail, and what challenges do you often encounter in these events?
Well, in these events, the first thing that we we like to realize with the. Well, we are now with 50 CEOs around the world who are coming biking and to see our project, our pilot project in SIA. That's the first thing. So they also encounter the heat, the warmth that's very hard in countries like Namibia, and that we are not knowing in Europe or in the United States as such. So that's the first thing that I want to realize. People, look, it's not so easy to do what we are doing, and what we did in the past, everything in our industry, it caused climate change. And what we are seeing now, that the climate change is we see that evolving all those effects in Africa. So I want to show those people, first of all, how Africa is suffering of climate change, the desertification, and so on. So that's one. And two, we want to be transparent. We want to show everyone how we are doing it and what we are doing. And that's much appreciated by our clients in the approach that we are doing.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Sels, I know you are very busy. Before I let you go to attend to other events, what are your next planned activities after the cycling, and where would that take place?
Oh, the next thing that we will do is, just for the cycling, we will do also a cycling for the climate in Belgium, to announce to every entrepreneur that there are solutions for climate change, and that that they can work with us, with Lignaverda to realize that. But next cycling for the climate abroad, it will be possible also in Namibia, Botswana, and South Africa. Again, to show people how we can really change the environment and realize those social economical impacts. I think those two elements are the most important to realize the next coming months.
Maybe your message to the Namibians out there?
Oh, the message I can give to all Namibians is, what a beautiful country do you have. It's really, it's amazing. It's one of the most beautiful countries I saw, and I want it even make it more beautiful.